Hey everyone, Bex and Kobe reporting in for day 13 of Kobe settling in. We had a bit of a milestone yesterday where Kobe spent his first night alone out in the lounge and he did very well. We didn't hear a peep out of him all night, and he sort of woke up at the normal time this morning and seemed pretty happy about everything, so that was really cool. Just taken sort of that part of the settling in slowly. Company can be really soothing on a new dog, so yeah, that was really cool. We did a bit of training this morning, so we were practicing the things that we demonstrated in yesterday's video. He is catching on to those quite quickly, which is very cool. We did, and I didn't mention it yesterday, often ironically teaching those sort of loose leash walking behaviours and attention behaviours, they're often easier without a lead to start with, so don't feel that you have to have your dog on lead to start sort of practicing those. It is often easier to sort of manage treats and dogs without managing a lead as well. We also spent some time outside alone, so the people went inside to do the work and Kobe hung out outside, sort of alternating between roasting himself in the sun and cooling him off in the shade, so he was quite happy about that, which was really cool. And yeah, we had a bit of a walk this afternoon, so he's been a very good boy. Hey rat bag. We had a really good question on yesterday's video about the amount of treats that I was giving this guy, and through sort of the talking phase of the video I was giving him a lot of treats, and that was purely just to keep his attention on me and to keep him engaged with me. I certainly don't spend all day shoving treats in his face, but when I am interacting with him, I'm encouraging him to hang out with him. It's building our relationship and teaching him that, you know, hanging out with me is a good place to be. So yeah, that is why. And there was also, why are there no commands or cues yet? So at the moment, I'm working on attention. So we're working on attention and focus, and from there, that's when you can start teaching your specific behaviours that you will then add a cue to. Dogs don't talk, which I'm sure you all know. They do so much by body language, and our body language is so powerful as a training tool, that sort of adding cues or words to behaviours is often the last part of the training. So I guess that leads on to nutrition, and what to feed your dog. So our awesome Abby, who looks after our she's our adoptions team lead for the north of the North Island, has put together a blog that I will put the link to below, all about feeding. There's some great stuff in there, so jump in and have a look. I guess the things that stand out for me is feeding and meal times should be enjoyable for your dog, so do have a play with some different stuff to see what your dog really likes. They're all different, like us, have different tastes. This guy appears to love chicken mince. He thinks that is the bee's knees, so that's pretty cool. I have learnt that about him. And also sardines. He's got a real thing for sardines. And the other thing is, when you're feeding or settling in a new dog and you have other dogs or other animals, feed them separately. Food is a really highly regarded resource to a dog, and it just keeps everyone safe while they're settling in, and some even just prefer to eat alone rather than having to worry about sort of watching their back and seeing if their mate's going to come and try and snaffle some of their dinner. So leading on from there, I thought I'd show you guys a quick tip on sort of teaching a basic weight for eating. You've probably noticed I'm really hands-off with my dog's training, and I really like to try and get them to engage their little peanut brains and think about what they're doing, and that encourages them to think that their behaviour has consequences, and they can in fact then sort of influence our behaviour in the form of rewards. So if they do sort of the right thing, they will get rewarded. So it's creating a thinking dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my my container with the treat and just demonstrate how I'd start to teach a weight. So in order to do that, someone has to stand up. Sorry buddy, I need to take your leg out from under here. Okay, so I've got my treat in my container. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it to the ground, and if he steps towards it, I'm going to lift it back up. So we have been practicing this, but we've been practicing it with his muffin tin. Oh, that's quite good. So I'm going to lower that. He did a play bow and backed off. So I'm going to pick it up again, put my container up here. Oh, now I'm getting a play bow. So that's pretty cute. I quite like that. So what we're looking for is the dog will step towards the food as we go to lower it, and I'm just going to lift it and encourage them back. And somehow he's decided that the play bow is getting him the food, and I'm actually okay with that. Sort of wasn't the plan, but you've got to pick your moments, and that's another reason I always carry treats on me, is you never know when your dog's going to do something that you really like, and you want to be in a position to reward them. So as you can see, I'm not sort of making any noises, I'm not telling him what to do. He's just learning that he's got to back off and wait a little bit. He can't just shove his face in there, that's not going to get it. He's learning that a play bow is going to get it, and that is certainly going to get it, because that's a really cute trick to then have on cue for him. So it's about capturing these awesome behaviours. Oh, you're so clever, good boy. Awesome. Okay team, we will leave it with that for tonight. Hope everyone is doing well. As always, pop your questions or comments below. Keep them coming, and we'll catch up with you soon.